If you're there, Ashlyn, are you going to start us off and welcome everybody?
Yes. I believe we are now streaming on to the LifeVantage page. I hope so. I'm trying to check. Yes, we are. Awesome. Hi, friends. We are so excited to be with you here tonight. Welcome to LifeVantage. If this is your first time being introduced to LifeVantage, welcome. If this is your 99th time being introduced to LifeVantage, again, welcome. My name is Ashlyn Whitaker, and I am your sales director here at LifeVantage. And we are thrilled that you would spend the next few minutes learning more about LifeVantage, our story, our products, and of course, the opportunity with LifeVantage. Today, we are so grateful that we have one of our presidential leaders, Tyler Daniels. Not only has Tyler been so successful in the industry of network marketing in general, but specifically with LifeVantage. He has been with us from the beginning. He and his wife, Tosh, have been with us from the beginning, and we're so excited to learn from him tonight, learn about the opportunity with LifeVantage, learn about the amazing products. You guys, these aren't just supplements. This is about activating your body. This is huge, and it's something that everyone needs to be aware of. And again, please thank the person that invited you to this presentation. And we are so thrilled that you would spend these next few minutes with us. And Tyler, I'm going to pass it over to you.
All right. Hey, fantastic. Thanks, Ashlyn, for that introduction. And hey, I'm going to have to echo a couple of things that she said. I really appreciate you guys spending some time with us tonight. We're in a really interesting place in this company. We're pretty excited about what we're doing. We're excited about some decisions that were made a couple years ago. And we're starting to do these opportunity calls a lot. I mean, we've been doing them now straight for an entire week. This is the second one that I've done. So thanks for jumping on. Thanks for listening to what we have to say tonight. If you're a guest, my goal tonight for all of you that are just guests on this call is to maybe have you ask another question, maybe intrigue you enough to want to get with whoever invited you onto this call to maybe learn a little bit more, because we're going to give you just a really, a big overview, like a 30-foot overview of what's going on. So if you're a guest, hopefully I can just pique your interest just a little bit. If you are already a consultant, if you're already helping us give this message, if you're helping us tell the story, my intentions for you tonight are to give you something to just add to that, just give you something to think about. If there's something that you think you're missing when you tell the story to others, to invite them to help us tell the story, hopefully you'll get a little bit of that tonight. So to do those things, you guys, I've got to give you a little bit of a background about me. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. When we're together at another time, I can go into more detail on that, but I'm going to give you a little background on who I am. The reason I do that is because I want to find something that we can connect to, something that we can relate to one another with. And so I'm going to give you just a really brief background on me. And then we're going to dive into why I think this is a company that would be worth your time, a company that would be worth your time either to use these products as a customer, or even maybe, help us tell the world about these incredible products and spend your time making that sacrifice to maybe generate an extra income for yourself. So real quickly, if you go all the way back to when I left the house, I had the opportunity to join the United States Air Force. I joined the United States Air Force. I got stationed up at Malmstrom Air Force Base. Lucky for me, my wife also got stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base. And we met each other, and within 2 weeks, we were married. I know that seems crazy, but we were married 2 weeks after we met. We hit our 30-year anniversary just this last week on September 21st. It's been an incredible ride for us. I know it seems a little crazy that we would make a decision that fast and have it last that long, but hey, we did it. We also have 2 kids. We have 2 kids, and one of those kids has made us grandparents. So if you're a grandparent out there, I completely understand how incredible that is. I know you do too. I know you probably love having your grandkids over. My little grandson's name is JT. I am his Taipa, and he is 2 years old this weekend. And so we're going to be celebrating that. So you can tell that we're kind of a family. We're kind of a family group of people here. We love what's going on in our family. We love the decisions that we made back then, though. We got introduced to this network marketing world while we were in the military. We got introduced to one of the big ones. I mean, the biggest of them all while we were there. We didn't have any success in that company, so we just went ahead and finished our Air Force time, I guess I would call it, because we didn't spend our entire life doing that, but we spent the 4 years that we had committed to. We later on joined another company, had a little bit of success with that company, and then some things changed. I became a real estate appraiser. My wife became an insurance adjuster. We did very, very well. I mean, we were living in a very small town in the middle of Utah where the average income was about 30,000 a year, and we were making well over 100. So we felt like we were doing really, really well. But what happened to us is when you live in Utah, there's a lot of network marketing companies out here. So you have a lot of exposure to these companies. You get to learn what to look for. You get to learn what to avoid. And I took the next few years as a real estate appraiser, spending my time understanding this industry. There's a lot of story behind that. If you guys want to get into that later, we can. But what it ultimately did is it gave me an understanding of how do I evaluate a company? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do you evaluate a company? What do you look for? Are there things that matter more than others? If I'm going to give my time to a company that is trying to tell the world about the products that they have. And so I want to go through those things with you guys really quick. I think there's 5 things that are really important to look at. One of them is the company itself. Is that company transparent? Does it tell you what's going on? We're going to go through that tonight. What are the products and how broad is the demographic for those products? How unique are they? We're going to go a little bit through that as well. We will dive a little bit into compensation plan. For those of you that need to know the numbers, we're going to go into a little bit about compensation plans, what matters in a compensation plan. And then we're going to talk culture and then where is this company at? What kind of growth potential do we have? And why does that matter? If you're going to spend your time talking about a company or looking for a secondary income, or even maybe if you spend enough time doing this, you can have it be your primary income like it's mine. Okay, so let's dive into this stuff. What is transparency? Why does transparency matter? Well, if a company has transparency, and what I mean by that is if they're publicly held, they're obligated to tell us what they're doing. They're obligated to tell us how much volume they do. They're obligated to tell us how committed they are to their messaging. You heard Ashlyn at the beginning of this talk about us being an activation company. How committed is this company to that activation message? Well, you're going to find that out if you look at the amount of money they spend on research and development. This company last year spent $2.3 million just on research and development alone, because we're so committed to making sure that the consultants in this company and the customers in this company will have only the best. The customers will be using the best, and the consultants will only be talking about the best, always at the forefront of that conversation. So $2.3 million just on research and development. We also know by looking at the quarterly reports how much they spend on hiring. Ashlyn is kind of a newer recruit to the company. We love having her here, but we only recruit the best, and that's why she's here. We have the money to do those things. We can go out and we can actually do a national search, and we can afford to bring those people in that will make the best decisions for you and I as consultants if we're going to tell the story. We also know exactly what they're paying in commissions, you guys. It's an important conversation that we'll talk about here in a minute. But how much do they pay? I mean, out of every dollar that comes in, out of every product that we sell, how much is going to come back to you if you get excited about these products and want to tell somebody about it? And then, at the very end, you need to know that they can forecast. There's got to be some global expansion. There's got to be additional products. We're excited about a new product that's going to be coming out here in just 2 weeks. Our global convention is here in about 2 weeks in San Antonio, Texas. So we're really excited about that. But are you forecasting, and do you have the ability? Have you hired the right people? Do you have the right amount of money being invested into forecasting so that this company can continue to stay relevant? So we're really excited about that. I will give you a little bit of insight. We've had 5 straight quarters of growth. I love that we get to see that because we're a publicly held company. I love that the decisions that our new CEO from 2.5 years ago and the hiring decisions he made, I love that those decisions have led to 5 consecutive quarters of growth. I love that this company is debt-free. These are things that you can see. I love that this company has stock, and as shareholders, I get to actually vote, and I get to make a decision on the direction of say, board members and things like that as well. So I love the fact that I can have ownership outside of the company's compensation plan by owning stock in the company that gives me some kind of voting power, if you will. Okay. So I love that. I love that that's also another way that if my efforts are successful, and if you participate in this company and your efforts are successful, we can grow that stock price, which just generates another income if you're participating as a shareholder. So I love all those things, you guys. I like the fact that they have to tell us what they're doing. Over $20 million in the bank, debt-free, that's pretty good for a company. It allows us to do a lot of things, okay? So transparency matters. I love the fact that we have products. Real quickly, I'm going to get a little deeper into the products here in a second, but I want to talk to you first about what I think matters in a product. I would prefer, if I'm looking at this industry, that the product is breakthrough. I want it to be something that's setting a new standard. I want it to be doing something that is unique. I also want that product to be category creating, if possible, even if it's an extension of a category that we already are familiar with. I want to know that that product is the next conversation. I want to know that it's the scientific validation of the next conversation. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then last of all, I want to make sure it's consumable. It is really important if you're looking for a passive income that this product is packaged in 30-day supplies. It's something that people will use, consume, then repurchase, use and consume, repurchase. Because as they do that, if you've done your job right, if you've educated your audience right, if you've educated your consumer base properly, every time they buy that you're going to get a check from the company. You're going to get a little piece of that purchase every single time. And that's what excites people like me. So let's dive into these products. I had the unique opportunity of seeing this in about 14 years ago. And I saw this little video with John Quinones right here. We've embedded it. I'm not going to play it. If you have not seen the John Quinones ABC Primetime Special, you've got to go watch it. It's 7 minutes. Go watch it. Go watch it. It was really the genesis of what happened in 14 years ago that led us to where we're at today. And basically what it did is it told the world that this is a product that's real. Okay. John Quinones, many of you guys know who he is. I think this next slide shows a little bit about his journey. He went out and heard about a product that was making people's bodies behave like they did when they were young. And he wanted to know if that was true. So he went and did the blood work. He did the tests. This little red line that you see on this slide right here, this is the line that would be normal. This is the line that we would all progress through as we age. As your body gets older, it has less and less ability to go ahead and fix the problems that we create. It has less and less ability to fight the damage that we create. It has less and less ability to stop those diseases that were all kind of inevitable to most of us as we get older. We have less and less ability to fight those things. So he went in and said, you guys are telling us we have a product that will make my body behave like it did when I was 15. Can I feel again like I was when I was 15? Can my body be as effective at 45, 50 years old as it was when I was 15? And they said, yeah, let's take this blood test. So he did it. And after only 30 days, you guys, they redid the blood test. The original one had him on what I call that little red line to death. The next one was the blue line. I call that the blue line to life. Within 30 days, his body had responded so well to this product that his body was effectively fighting the damage and the problems that he was creating every day back at the levels it was when he was 15, 16, 18 years old. Now, that's an exciting thing if you understand antioxidants, if you care about the way you're going to age. You know, if you're not one of those people that's excited about diseases, then this is something I would encourage you to take a look at. I know I don't want to grow up and have the problems that my grandparents had. If I can help it, I want to try to avoid that. So really quickly here, you guys, what this led to was like a barrage of the scientific community saying, I wonder what this product will do for the disease that I am studying. Because, you know, around the country and around the world, you have universities that are studying all of these age-related diseases. And you can see this chart here and all the different categories on there. We started to receive peer-reviewed studies. We started to have universities that were doing studies with their money, their resources, their scientific lab, and getting results that they couldn't necessarily believe. So they were sending it off to their peers without telling them who did the original study. And when the peers recreated the study, got the exact same result, they started publishing these things in medical journals. And what that meant to me as a consultant, you guys, is that I no longer had to be the expert. I no longer had to be the smartest person sitting at the table. What it meant to me is that we have places like Harvard, we have places like Ohio State, we have the National Institutes of Aging, or even the American Heart Association. If you look down in that little right-hand corner, there's a university in Amsterdam, and there's a couple others overseas too. We're an international, scientifically validated company, and it's because when this information started getting out, these guys wanted to know what it would do for you, what it would do to benefit you, and maybe help you slow down or even stop some of those disease states that we're headed for. Okay, so as these studies came out, you guys, our message got stronger and stronger and stronger. We were able to take this company from $3 million a year to over $200 million a year as the rest of the world and the scientific community started to say, hey, listen, antioxidant therapy matters, but this product right here tells your body to produce the enzymes that your body can use the most effectively, and you should take it. So we took that story and we went out and we told as many people as we could. Now, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, our current CEO said, I want to take this company and make it bigger. I want this footprint to be bigger. He said to me, he called me up and said, Tyler, I believe everyone on the planet should have an opportunity to hear about Protandim, but I want to bring some outside advisors in and see if there's anything we can do to kind of speed that process up. Let's do this as fast as we can. So he brought them in. They came in and they took a look at what we're doing. And they said to us, they said, your product is so unique, nobody else has it. Your product is so unique, no one else can get it unless they get it from you. But why don't we take this idea? Why don't we take this proof that you have that your body can behave like it did when you were young, and then increase the restoration that it's going through, increase your body's ability to maximize that restoration. Let's give it the ingredients. Let's give it the parts and the pieces that will help your body not just behave like it did, but accelerate that recovery or that restoration. And so they said, do you guys pay any attention to collagen? And we said, of course we do. Now, I will tell you, when they first brought collagen to me, my first response as a guy was, man, you guys are asking me to do something I'm not sure I'm comfortable with, because in my mind, it was very similar to my thoughts on this industry until I understood it. In my mind, collagen was for fine lines and wrinkles. And I was going to have to walk up to women and say, hey, have you seen your crow's feet? Do you know how deep those lines are? And I thought I was going to get beat up every day. I was like, I'm going to go from a science product to getting beat up every day. And then I had a really good friend of mine named Michelle Scaff, whose husband was kind of thinking like I was until she made him go do the research. And then he showed me this article, you guys. I think this is the thing that really got me thinking about the combination of protandim and collagen. The article says that collagen is the single most important protein. There's 20,000 different proteins. It's the single most important protein in your body. It says that if you did not have this building block in your body, this collagen building block, then your body would have no structure. You would literally just be a blob of shapeless tissue. Now that to me did not sound very exciting. I thought I don't really want to be a blob. I better understand what collagen is. We're going to get into it here for just a second. But I thought if this is one of the building blocks and protandim can make my body behave like it did when I was young, I think this makes sense. I think people are going to want to do this. I think people are going to be excited about this. Now, I also looked down there and I saw that there's $9 billion worth of collagen being sold, and they expect it to get to $18 billion by the year 2030. That's an exciting place for us to be. That's an exciting conversation for us to have. So we started looking into this thing. It started to have a little overlap. You guys, look at all the different things that collagen affects. A lot of similarity to what protandim does. So we make your body work right. We now give it the building blocks to create that structure back into your body, and it starts affecting all of these different places in your body. So pretty powerful thing. Now, one of the things that I love about our company is that we're not just go throw some collagen in a bottle or in a powdered form and send it to you. We understand that we are the activation company. We wanted to have a liquid collagen that tells your body to make its collagen again. We wanted you to go out and have a product that will give your body the thing that it knows how to use the best. So we have a program here, we call it ARM. It's Activate, Replenish, and Maintain. And that's what our liquid collagen does. We activate the production of collagen in your body. So how do we do that? Well, we use something called a red quinoa. This red quinoa goes in and tells your body to produce the collagen that made when you were young. The effects of that are huge. It also has another little, I'll just call it a little byproduct or another effect. It starts to produce these little things called superoxide dismutase and catalase in your body, which is very similar to what protandim does. The combination of these things, I can't wait to show you the before and after pictures. But the combination of these things, you guys, is really powerful. Now, after you start using this product, you're going to start seeing some differences. This is an 8-week study of the density in your skin. So now you can imagine that if the density in your skin is seeing this kind of an increase, do you think it's going to start making you look a little better? Do you think it's going to reduce some of those fine lines and wrinkles? Do you think that just maybe it's going to give you a little bit more youthful appearance? So now what we're finding is we're having people go out and use our collagen, and people are asking them, what are you doing? Why do you look so much better? Why do you look so young? And they're introducing people to this collagen. Okay, so there's a little 8-week study. Now, after you get done activating collagen, we also want to replenish as much as we can. So we went out and we put 10 different types of collagen, not just 1 or 2 like you're going to find in the other collagens that you might buy, in the markets out there. But we have 10 of the 20 different types in our collagen. So make your own collagen, replenish that collagen, and then once you've got that collagen production and that replenishment up to its highest level, the real trick is keeping it, making sure that your body doesn't break it down, making sure that your body can use that collagen and continue to see the benefit of that collagen. So we put a citrus berry extract in there to make sure that we can go ahead and maintain that collagen now that your body's making it again, okay? Now, this next slide is going to tell you something that I think is really important. I've traveled all around the world, you guys. I've been telling this story all around the world. And as I travel around the world, the countries that take this stuff serious, their food is just better. I'm just going to tell you right now, when I've spent lots of time in these other countries, when I'm there, my body feels better. My systems work better because we don't add any of these ingredients, and they're very careful about this. So we have a global product here. We have something that is very attractive. As you travel your business around the world, it becomes an international exposure or an international business that you have. So your international friends, they're going to love the fact that we don't have these things in there. Okay. All right. Next slide. The next slide is going to talk to you about absorption. One of the things that you're going to find is if you take the powdered products, you're going to get a 10 to 30% absorption. So some people have come to us and they say, well, I can buy it cheaper somewhere else. And then we have to help them understand that you would have to take 8, 9 times the servings in many cases to get the same amount of absorption that you're going to get from just one of our liquid collagens. And then we compare taste, and there's no question about it. I mean, ours is incredible. I actually had in the beginning, I actually sent one of the 10 packs of these things come into a friend of mine. And I said, here's a few days of samples. I'd like you to try this. I want you to take a before and after picture. They called me the next day and said, do I get a new sample today? And I said, what do you mean? I gave you 10. They said, well, we drank all of them last night. And I actually had to call the company and make sure that was okay. This stuff tastes so good, you guys, that you will not be satisfied with just the one little bottle. But we know that one little bottle every single day is what you need. It's the allowances that you need. It's what's going to give you these kind of results. Okay. So here's the before and afters, you guys. We're going to scroll through a couple of these things. We have thousands of these. We get them submitted to us all of the time. You're going to see all kinds of skin tone. You're going to see all kinds of fine lines and wrinkles. You're going to see all kinds of youthful appearance. You're going to see it in their necks, around their eyes. You're going to see it in their hair. Look at those legs. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that are looking at those legs going, I'm taking it just for that right there. It's, I know we're just coming out of summer and I may not be putting my suit on for another 6 or 8 months, but hey, next summer, let's be ready, right? So there's a lot of this stuff. This is some of my favorite pictures here. Sean Poe is one of our presidentials. He's that one there on the right. I tease him a little bit about how it changed his attitude, kind of a little joke between us. But look at the difference there. I mean, he looks so much younger. He actually looks happier, even though he's not smiling, because his face is just looking so much tighter. And so, you're going to see this kind of stuff. This is just a collage, you guys. It improves hair. My daughter is 23 years old. When she had her baby, the nutrients that it takes to actually create another life, it draws from anywhere it can. And her hair was very thin. I can't keep collagen in my house long enough because she's constantly over here stealing. I'm like, just get your own. But she's always over here stealing it. And if that's what has to get her over here so I can see my little grandson, I guess that works for me. but her hair is thick because she uses this, okay? So we did this, you guys. I'm gonna throw another little business piece in here. When the advisors came in and told us to do that, we did an analysis. We thought we were gonna sell about $12 million our first year. We sold $35 million worth of this collagen in our first 12 months, almost 3 times what we actually projected that we would sell. Fortunately, our company is very, very healthy financially. And that's what I was talking about in that transparency piece. So healthy that we were able to readjust or make sure with the forecasting that we could keep up with the demand because the results were so great. We also had a peer review come out just recently that showed the combined benefit of our core product of Protandim making your body work right, and then adding that collagen structure, that collagen ingredient to it. And the benefit was far better when used together than individually. And so we're really proud of that too. So those of you that care about science, those of you that care about what the experts are saying, we've even validated it with that as well. So again, very unique in our industry to have that kind of science, very unique from a consultant point of view to be able to stand on that when you're out talking about this company. Okay. All right. The third piece is compensation. This was another thing the advisors told us we needed to do. So we took about a year. And we evaluated, are we paying properly through the 3 phases of this business? Now, there are 3 different phases. One is the gathering. One is where everybody lands after you gather, and we call that the team phase. And then you've got a leadership development phase, which is the 3rd phase. The leadership development phase, for all of you that are educated in this industry, is the most important phase. It's the glue. It's the thing that allows a company to hit milestones and then sustain that milestone and continue to grow. Leadership is what allows us to teach and train the masses to take that next step when they're sharing this story. So those 3 phases are really important. And so we took a deep dive into them. We believe that we found the answer to the age-old question of do I sell product or do I sell an opportunity? We believe that we have crossed that bridge with our compensation plan that we have today. I want to introduce it to you guys here tonight. So let's jump into that first one, you guys, or Ashlyn. Let's skip over this one. Let's jump into that first slide where we talk about if you are excited about these products. Now, there's a lot of ways you can get excited about these products. One of them is you can just go ahead and trust the experts like I did. I went ahead and said, I don't have a scientific lab in my house somewhere that I can disprove 30 different peer reviews. I'm going to go ahead and accept the fact that they put the time in. They have the experts. They have the lab in place. They have the controlled environment to be able to come up with these results. And I'm just going to tell my friends and family to go ahead and take a look at this. So that's one way to do it. The other way is for you to actually use the products and take the time to see the benefit. I would, if that's what you need to do, absolutely go do it. It's a little slower that way, but do it. Go give us your before and after pictures. We love it. We believe that no matter what you choose, whether you choose to use the products first and see that in the mirror, or if you're like me and you can trust those experts that we have, that you're going to want to tell people about it. We believe that people are going to see it in your face. We believe that people are going to see it in your happiness, just your countenance each day. When that happens and you tell people about Protandim and you tell people about collagen, you're going to have an opportunity to bring them in as a customer or ask them to participate with us telling the story. If they become a customer, they have two choices. One of those choices is retail, where you're going to make a 20% commission, and they pay this the next day, okay? So let's say you found me and I say, hey, Ashlyn, you're looking really great. What are you doing? I've known you my whole life. You must be doing something different than me. You look great. And you're like, I'm just taking these little products. You can take them too. You show me the benefits. Maybe you introduce me to some of the science. And I said, well, let me give it a shot. I'm getting older. I've got some injuries and my knees hurt or whatever. I'm going to give this thing a shot. I buy it. If I buy it at retail, Ashlyn will make 20% of that price. So she'll make the $22 that you see over there to the right. They pay that the next day. So it's kind of a pass through. Now, if Ashlyn is really thinking about this from a long-term leveraged position, which is what we teach here, if she's thinking about building a customer base by putting me on a subscription and giving me a better price, because maybe the price matters to me too. Maybe I want a better price. If I will go on a subscription, she'll make 10%. But here's the difference. If it's retail, she has to sell that to me every time. If I'm on a subscription, I just get the order every month because they're packaged in that consumable package, that consumable amount, that consumable where I have to use it and then buy it again next month. What that means to Ashlyn is that every single month I buy that, they just send her that 10%. So she only has to sell me one time instead of sell me every single month to get that. Okay. Now, in addition to this, we went out and said, there's got to be another way. We want to make this big. We want to make this gathering process really, really big. We know there's a lot of people that care about what these products are doing, that have seen the way that their parents or their grandparents have aged. They want to do everything they can to try to slow that process down. Okay. We know that these people will generally go on a subscription. And so what we want to do is look at all of the volume that you did in the previous month. And we have 4 different categories that you can fall into. These 4 categories that you see right here, we call them a gem. It's an onyx, an emerald, and a sapphire, and a diamond. But really what matters here is how much the accumulated volume of your customer base is. If you're between 500 to 1,000, you'll get an additional 5% on top of the 10 or 20% that you got when they purchased it. If you're between 1,000 and 2, it'll be 10. And when you get all the way up there at the top, I just had that Michelle friend of mine that I was telling you about earlier. She just hit this rank. She just hit diamond today. She was excited about it. But when you get to this diamond rank, you're getting 20% now of that total. So in addition to the 10 or 20, you get another 20. If they're on subscription, that would be 30% of 4,000, and that's $1,200 a month, just because you got excited. Now think about this. If Ashlyn did this, and I was one of the customers that got her to 4,000, and she did her job really well, and we're all just buying it month after month after month, she's going to get that $1,200, and she does not necessarily have to work anymore. It's just a check because the company values her effort and values the work, values the sacrifice that she made to help tell our story to others. That's a pretty good place to be. Let's skip through a couple other slides, you guys. Let's get through a couple other slides. We'll go down one more. Let's go one more. If now I have a response, let's go back to the one prior to this. If now I have a really great response and I come to Ashlyn as one of her customers and I say, everyone's asking me, what I'm doing. I have some friends that I think would be interested in these products too. All she has to say to me is, well, do you want me to get paid or do you want to get paid? Now, I don't know about you, but if I can get paid, I want to get paid, right? But all she has to do is say, hey, do you want to get paid or do you want me to get paid? And if I say, hey, I'd like to get paid, because she says, this is a way for you to start generating an income that will offset the cost, or in some cases exceed the cost. Or if you get really serious, this can not just exceed the cost, but it can become a secondary or primary income for you. I would now fall into this part of the compensation plan when she makes me a consultant. So if I'm on that first line to her and she's building this business, she'll make 10% of everything that I do. Now, at this point, she's going to want to mentor me. She's going to want to train me how to talk about this product. I'm probably going to go to an event. I'm probably going to invite people onto a call just like this. As I start to do this and I start gathering customers, if I go get my $4,000 worth of customers like she did, she's making 10% of all of that, as well as the 30% she made on her own. So now you can start to see how this will start to stack up, because her customer check does not stop. She just starts adding to that customer check with people like me who help tell the story. And she can do it as many times as she wants. She can have 10 of me, 20 of me, 30 of me. She can have as many of me as she wants. Now, I would be pretty happy if if I had someone like me on my front line. My organization and the incredible leadership that I have they sell over $10 million a month of this stuff. That's how much people love it. We've done over 1.5 billion in the last, 15, 20 years in this industry, generated, almost half of that in commissions to those people. So you can just do the math. Huge, huge financial impact. I'm sure Ashlyn would love to have me on her front line. And that is how this game is played. Okay. Now, as I start to grow, as she's done a good job teaching me how to lead my team, her goal is to now make me independent to where I don't need her as much. And this is where these leadership bonuses come in. We will match 20% of whatever my check was from the previous commission to Ashlyn, because she taught me how to lead my team. She helped me reach these ranks that you can see, the MC1 rank. As long as she's an MC2, she will start getting these little commissions. The bigger she gets, the bigger her rank is, the more of the leadership that's on my team will start to pay her as well. So she's going to teach and mentor and train me. She's going to teach and mentor and train me how to teach and mentor and train my people, and then she'll get paid for that as well. And we do that 7 different generations, and you'll get 20%. It turns into the biggest piece of your check, you guys. This is the biggest part of my check, because that is my whole goal, is to invite you onto a call like this, get you involved with these products, customer or consultant, turn you into a consultant, help me tell the story, teach you how to lead a team so that I can get a matching bonus as well, create the glue that will allow this company to hit those big, big numbers that we're going to talk about in a second. And ultimately, we all get the benefit. Now, some of you guys might be saying, I've seen these companies. I know the guys at the top of these companies, they generate a lot of volume, okay? I've seen these companies. How do I get paid from what they've already done? Well, we took that into account too. You can get paid from those numbers I just told you. You can get paid from what my group is currently doing by achieving these top 5 ranks in the company, okay? So you go out and you build an organization, you teach and train and build your own leadership. You then start to hit these ranks and you start getting a little piece of the pie. Every one of those little pieces that you see, every one of those little shares that you see, we split 4% of the total volume of the company, and then you get whatever that shares price is. They're roughly $1,000. So you can imagine being at the top of the company, like that Sean guy that I told you about, or like where I'm at, or like my good friend Brandon, who happens to be at the Buccaneers game today. I told him I'd trade places with him. I don't think it's fair that he's enjoying football on Monday night while I'm working, but he's also at this top level. These shares, can you imagine getting 20 shares at $1,000 on top of everything else? You guys, that is just an extra 20 grand a month, an extra $250,000 a year. It's just something that says, hey, you're making a massive contribution to this company. We want you to benefit from what the entire company does. And what it really does, you guys, it makes us all on the same team. It just means that I can do a call like this, and I don't care if you're on my team. I don't care where you're at in the company. I want you to succeed. I want you to tell people about the benefits of this company, because in a roundabout way, you're going to contribute to this 4%, and it will, in a roundabout way, work its way back to me. And it goes both ways. That's a two-way street. What I've already done can pay you, okay? So we love what we're doing here. Compensation plans should pay between 42 and 50%, you guys. You get above 50%, companies struggle a little bit on being able to do proper promos. They struggle with being able to do proper incentives, and those are just one of the added benefits that we have in this industry. Some of the best friends I've made in my life are because I've traveled the world with these people in the most exotic, most beautiful places around the world. I get to know their children. I get to know their families. They get to know mine. And I've got good friends all over the world that if I ever found myself in those countries or in those states and I had a problem, they would help me. And what a huge benefit that really is. Okay. All right, let's jump on to the next one, you guys. There's 5 of these things. This next one I'm gonna go through pretty quick. This culture thing is more important than people give it credit for. I've had the fortunate opportunity to work with Rachel over the last year and a half, and she's a brand new mom. I'm so excited to meet her son, Cash. I can't wait to meet him. But I've had the opportunity to work with, we are not on the same team, but the things that we're good at complement one another, and we collaborate with one another. I help teach her team a lot of the leadership techniques that I've learned over the years. I don't know anybody better than her that makes launch guides and how do you get a brand new person started. And we collaborate really, really well together because we have that kind of a culture here in this company. And it's not just me and her, it's everybody in this company. We share our successes with the other teams because we understand that as the company grows, we're going to report that quarterly. That's the transparency thing. We understand that if we can report these big earnings, that benefits everyone. If my team's growing, it benefits theirs. And if their teams are growing, it benefits mine. Okay. We have an incredible culture here. I think you'll love it. Now, last of all, you guys, is the growth potential. I think this is one of the most important ones. We've gone through a lot of stuff here tonight. We've gone through a lot of information. Some people are more excited about other categories than this, but I personally think this is the one that you need to understand. I really think that you need to understand where a company is at in its life cycle. I've been a part of startups. I've been a part of the organized growth phase of companies. I've been a part of these things in the beginning. I will just tell you right now, you're going to hear a lot of things if you spend much time in this industry about being in the startup phase. Get in first, you're at the top, all that kind of stuff. What they don't tell you is that's where most companies fail. What they don't tell you is that there's no data. What they don't tell you is it's kind of like throwing mud on the wall. Let's try it and see kind of an attitude. What they don't tell you is that it's pure chaos in that first $100 million, that first $150 million. That's what they do not tell you. What I'm going to tell you is that if a company makes it through that phase, which we have just done, and then they have the courage of Steve Fife and Kristen and our incredible corporate team. I'm not going to keep going on names because there's so many people in the corporate office that I have massive respect for. But if they have the courage to bring the advisors in and bring the collagens to us and make the changes to the way we pay people for gathering, which is really, really exciting, you guys, understand the power of teaching people the leadership skills. If they have the courage to do that, you can go through the organized growth phase. Now, I will tell you that when you go from 150, 200 million to the $700 or $800 million mark, it's pretty easy to do the math. That means the success that we've already had, the leadership we have, the people that are at the top of the company that we already have, we have to have 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times the volume, 2 to 3, maybe 4 times the number of people that are having that success. The people that are coming to our global convention here in 2 weeks, they're going to watch people on that stage that they can all become because we're going into this organized growth phase. We've had 5 straight quarters of growth. I believe that this company is making all of the right decisions. The decisions they're making are data driven. We used one of the most prolific compensation plan builders that the industry has seen. 30 of the top 100 companies use a plan that they've created. They have the most recent, the most current, the most up-to-date, the most wisdom you could have to create the single best plan in the industry. And I believe that that's what they've done for us so that we can go through this organized growth phase. We are committed to the activation message. I believe we're going to do this $200 to $800 million run over the next 4 to 5 years. And it's going to allow us to then start taking a look at that $1 billion milestone. That's what I believe. When we hit the $1 billion milestone, the only thing that will matter after that is whether or not we've taught proper leadership so that our leaders can be independent. Those leaders can help us maintain that kind of volume. So if I've said anything here tonight, you guys, that has maybe piqued your interest on the products, you're absolutely welcome to get with whoever invited you on this call and ask them deeper questions. I can go into more of it, but I try to do these things in a little teeny bit less time. We've gone through this information really in about 30 minutes tonight. That's really our goal. But if I've said anything that intrigues you, please go and talk to whoever got you on here. If you're hearing something that has maybe sparked a little interest, or maybe you're in a situation in your life where you've not made all the right financial decisions and you're trying to figure out a way to catch up. Maybe you're at the later stages and you're looking at Social Security and thinking, hey, an extra $500, an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 would make a big difference in my life. Please take a deeper look at what we're doing here, because we actually think we solved the riddle. We think we solved the puzzle here, and we're having a ton of people having success. Even people that are a little resistant to the MLM side are loving the customer gathering side and having tremendous success, which only in turn has these people have the feeling of our product, the benefit of our product, the beauty of our product, inspire them to want to tell others, and then they automatically start building a team. So we feel pretty good about it. Now, I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to be done here. I want to tell you, I appreciate you jumping on, listening to me tonight. I run all over the world doing this, and I know the commitment that it takes for you on a Monday night football night. If you're into that, I know the commitment that it takes. So thank you again for jumping on here. But don't get off. Don't jump off. Ashlyn is going to go through a lot of the promos. I can't even believe how many promos our company has. But just know this. We are in the final week of the final month of our first quarter of our new fiscal year. This will be the foundational month. I mean, we've had an incredible run, but this is the foundational month for where we're going to go for the next year. And the company is very committed to getting as much activity in this next week prior to our global convention as they can. So please stay on, listen to the promos. There's 4 or 5 of them that she's going to go through. And I'll turn this thing back over to you, Ashlyn. And thanks for, you've heard me a couple times. Thanks for enduring me for one more night. Back over to you.
I enjoy it so much, Tyler. Thank you so much. I know that you can't see my screen as he's talking, but the whole time I am smiling and laughing. And so it is such a treat for me, as well as everyone else who has been able to jump on here tonight. Well, like Tyler said, I'm going to go over some promos that we have going on this month. Now, have to switch what I'm doing here. Make sure that you can all see. I believe you can. Maybe not. Hold on one second, because I want to pull up these slides. So hold on one second. Let me make sure that I am doing this right so that you can see. You know, while I'm talking about this, a lot of you are saying, I'm brand new. Like, why go over these promos? I think the huge thing, and Tyler mentioned this, is the community and the culture that we have here at LifeVantage. That's why, that when you say to LifeVantage, whether you want to be a customer or whether you want to hold hands and say, let's share this story together, we are one team, one story. And that is the biggest thing that I want to go over with you guys for the promotion, as I'm telling you the promotions for the end of September. And my goodness, I am trying to get this to share. This might not be full screen, but we're just going to go with it. Hopefully you guys can see this. So LifeVantage end of September promotions. We have, you guys, this is huge. Tyler talked about wanting to end off the end of the month, the end of our first fiscal quarter with a bang. And we are doing that. Starting tomorrow, we are doing a fall flash sale. And that is 20% off of all of our products, excluding our Pro Tandem line and our True Science Collagen. But if you purchase at retail cost, you'll be getting 30% off. So that sale starts tomorrow and will run through the end of this month, September 30th. We have our Glow to Grow promotion. For every 4 combination of either consultants or customers that you enroll, you will receive $100 for each increment of 4, with a max of 3 sets of 4. Plus, you will earn trip points to our next global incentive trip, which we're going to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, which is so, so exciting. The next promotion, we have liquid collagen for you and to share. So new consultants that enroll with a product pack in September, you will receive a free 20 count of our amazing True Science liquid collagen. You're going to be excited. You're going to want to share this LifeVantage story, this Activate story, and we are setting you up for success with free 20 bottles of collagen to be able to share with your friends and family, have them sample it. Like Tyler said, it is delicious. And then, of course, another promotion that we are doing is our 3-in-1. So if you enroll 3 customers and 1 new consultant in the month of September, you're going to earn this LifeVantage branded crossbody bag. So again, the point in sharing these promotions with you, because you're thinking, this is my first intro to LifeVantage, this is a lot. The point is, we hold hands with you and we run together. So when you say yes to LifeVantage, not only are you saying yes to an activated life, you're saying yes to an amazing community of people who are invested and are wanting to share the story of activation with everyone. And so we are so excited that you would spend the last few minutes of this evening with us. Again, get with that person that invited you to this Zoom, and they are equipped to answer any and all questions that you may have. A huge shout out again to Tyler Daniels, our presidential leader here, who's taught us and we learned from tonight. Thank you again, Tyler, so, so much. And let's have a great night and a great rest of September.
Ashlyn, those that stuck around, let's tease them a little bit with with something they can do right now that we know they're going to love at convention. Can we do that?
Sure.
You guys? Okay. I don't know. I'm probably going to get in trouble. This is the
I know,
part.
do you see my face? I'm like, what is he going to say?
I'm going to live by the rule of it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
True.
Okay. So here's your hint. Go put your consultant subscription. For those of you that are brand new who join us, when you sign up for your subscription, or those of you that are already part of what we're doing, change your consultant subscription, or if you don't have one, go add it. I know some of you guys buy a lot of products through customers, through your spouse. Go add a consultant subscription, but just go add the Healthy Glow consultant subscription, the one that gives you the 10 extra collagens so that you can build your business. Go sign up a consultant subscription for the Healthy Glow consultant stack. And you're going to love Ashlyn and I for telling you that tonight. Okay. There's your tease. You'll know why at convention. Okay. Thanks for coming on tonight.
We'll know why. That is awesome. Yeah, that's a big insider tip. You will be set up for success by doing that. So thank you, Tyler. I don't think we did anything wrong. We kept it fun and a surprise, right? All right. Thank you again, Tyler. Thank you to all of you, and have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.